Absolutely disgusting service at the Schiphol airport. 55 minutes we've been stood in the immigration queue. This isn't the Brexit I voted for. Huh. Closing the English borders would have an effect on entering the country. If only someone would have anticipated that. Hey gang, back again with 20 more Reddit posts, this time from SelfAwareWolves. So, SelfAwareWolves is when someone inadvertently reveals the hypocrisy in their argument, when someone preying on the weak-minded accidentally reveals their logic might not be sound. For example, a self-aware wolf might say freedom of autonomy and choice might be one of the most important aspects of contemporary society, only to follow it up with 1,000 subscribers and I set the hostages free. Does that make sense? Okay, moving on. Before we get started, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe as I will release the hostages when I get 1,000 subs. Oh, and one last thing. A lot of the posts from this subreddit lean blue, so if you plan on getting offended and calling me a cuck, you've been warned. Rent in 2009, $690 a month. Rent in 2019, $933 a month, $243 increase. Minimum wage in 2009, $725 a month. That doesn't seem right. Moving on. Minimum wage in 2019, $725 a month, $0 increase. What do these numbers mean to you? Do they motivate you to go harder or curl up in a ball and complain, little man?
Someone needs to tell Bernie that elementary school children can't vote. Hashtag no such thing as a free lunch.
It's almost like he's not saying this to get votes. Dial.
There lives. How in the world was Hitler able to keep the German people oblivious to the terrible things he was doing until it was too late? The answer? It's complicit press. Simple as that. The press became complicit because Hitler continuously called them Lügenpresse, literally German for lying press or fake news, and then passed laws allowing him to punish them for not reporting exactly what he wanted them to. Goddamn self-aware wolves. The Donald subreddit has been quarantined. This is not a drill. Okay, so I have a genuine question to any the Donald poster. I keep seeing the argument that the ban was censorship of free speech. Where exactly was the free speech on the Donald? It had one of the highest ban rates of any political subreddits. Anything critical of Trump was instantly deleted, not to mention there were so many posts that were essentially just propaganda and had no substance. I understand that it's frustrating to have a subreddit you love quarantined, but I don't think it's fair to lie about what the Donald was. It absolutely was not a bastion of free speech. You've been banned for wrongthink. Alt-right women are upset that alt-right men are treating them terribly. Some prominent alt-right women are calling for more equality and acceptance within the movement. Bruh, I don't know what the fuck to tell you, Cupcake. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Stephen King's lack of self-awareness is truly horrifying. Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un currently in a battle to see who is the craziest man on the planet. Stop comparing our president to a man with active concentration camps, you fucking ignorant fuck. I live in a bushfire area. I worry about him every year. I was terrified our house would burn down during the Black Saturday fires. I still drive past the black burnt trees. People like Greta Thunberg will never know how that feels. But yeah, keep blaming climate change, you can't. How did you get so close to the point and boom, still miss it? Why do all of these grown adults insist on picking on children? I get that she's a public figure, But I don't even think she's hit puberty yet, and you're throwing that much shade at her. It's like the old saying goes, if there's no grass on the field, then your burns you shall yield. If Robert E. Lee is to be erased from history, why not erase Christopher Columbus, whose arrival ignited genocide of Native Americans? I like how they're accidentally stumbling onto the right conclusions. Dating tip. If a guy tells you he's not very political, he's conservative, but he's learned that it won't get him laid. Accurate. Inaccurate. When I say I'm not very political, it is because I am not. I am a libertarian that leans conservative, but politics bore me. The next post on this dude's blog is about how women are naturally inferior. You know, no, that's not entirely accurate. Our climate has become increasingly divisive, and it often feels like everybody maintains an us versus them and you're either with us or against us mentality. I'm fairly center of the road. I often avoid political conversations because I'm sick of being called a cuck or a libtard for supporting social programs or being open-minded to feminism and the issues of other marginalized groups, while also, simultaneously, being called a closed-minded bigot for supporting my First and Second Amendment rights. I feel like a lot of identifying centrists would rather not lose friends for not drinking the Kool-Aid. It's been a year since the last time I announced this, so I think it's time for my yearly update. Public service announcement. We do not pee out of our vagina. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. See you next year. Well, you probably don't do it out of your arses, though you do talk out of there. LOL. And that leaves the vagina, unless there's a third hole somewhere for the pee to come out of. Oh my god. Yes, they do have a third hole. The urethra. I did like a whole video pretty much about the existence of the urethra, and if I keep seeing this nonsense, I will be forced to do another Bad Women's Anatomy. Or, maybe if you ask nicely. This idea frames sex as something that hetero women are subjected to, rather than enthusiastic participants in.
I get the point you're trying to make, but I have yet to meet a hetero woman who enthusiastically participates in sex.
Imagine telling on yourself like this. Brad, buddy, baby, boobula. You're bad at sex. It's that simple. It's clear you probably know how to get yourself off, so what I'm gonna need you to do, the doctor's prescription, take a back seat on focusing on Brad and try and spread the love instead of hoarding it. You fucking selfish prick. I'll never understand how college and NFL football teams allow kickers that just miss kicks. I feel like there has to be pools of kickers in the USA that won't miss simple kicks. Or snappers that won't miss snaps. I don't know, man. It just seems so silly. Would love opinions on this. I'll never understand how pro Fortnite players just miss shots. I feel like there has to be pools of pro players who can just click on their heads and hit every shot with 100% accuracy. It just seems so silly. This is the shittiest reply ever. Fortnite requires movement, editing, building, rotating, and hitting shots. There are not positions in Fortnite. A kicker's job is literally to kick. Horrible analogy, kind of embarrassing. Despite climate alarmist predictions, humans will likely survive for hundreds of millions of years into the future. In the meantime, we should begin creating atmospheres on suitable moons or planets. So, you believe man-made climate change is possible on every planet except Earth. I just want to be clear. Tucker Carlson. Millennials drawn to socialism because current system isn't working for them. Donald Trump should declare himself a monarch and leave the presidency to his son when he retires. It is the only way to prevent Democrats from having permanent control of Washington and ensuring right-wing values cease to exist. You'll never be able to vote for conservative ideas soon. Monarchy over my cold, dead body, you red coat wearing jackanape.
Drop it.
Oh my god. This is real. This is a real-life post by an anti-abortion activist. You can't make this shit up. I talked to Mom out of abortion in February. Her baby is 6 months old now and was just removed from her family's custody by DCS. Unfortunately, it was probably a justified removal. But this family put me down as next preferred placement for this baby. Dude, me? No. I do way too much for this work already. A 6-month-old will break me, destroy my marriage, and physical health. I just can't. Well, lady, unfortunately, everybody knows that everybody is always ready for children as soon as children are in the picture. And since you've already admitted to having a direct role in bringing this child into this earth, you're gonna have to take care of him. I'm sorry, champ, that's just the way it goes.
I think what most liberals are missing is that this isn't about right and wrong. It's about winning and losing. I've attached my entire worldview to this man, and I am going down with the ship. Not one of you is gonna convince me otherwise.
We will build an immigration system that is based on justice and not fear.
How about based on not breaking the damn law?
What if the law isn't always ethical?
Then change it, otherwise it's the law.
For a second there, you almost got the point. Literacy was always the most basic tool of totalitarian propaganda. If you are not literate, you can't be fed the communist propaganda. The most steadfast anti-communist I knew in my childhood was my maternal grandfather, who was illiterate. Communist propaganda did not reach him. Woo-wee! Well, as much as I endorse spreading vast illiteracy, I just want it to be very crystal clear that propaganda comes in all flavors, my friend. Hey gang, well, I guess if we learned anything today, it's that cognitive dissonance requires the effort of actively opposing what you want to say in favor of what you think you're supposed to say. Or maybe, just maybe, we could all stop trying to live how we think our, quote, team wants us to act and start acting as we believe others should act. But hey, what would I know? Who the fuck am I? Anyway, that being said, I really appreciate you guys hanging out and watching all my videos. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.